There's a lot of blame that goes around on freight brokers, especially on the current market rates. I'll be quite frank, it is not my fault or any freight broker's fault for the rates that they are where they are. Don't get me wrong, there are bad industry players all across the board. So from freight brokers to carriers, to shippers, freight forwarders, there will be bad players no matter how you spin. But this business, trucking, is a supply and demand based job. When demand is very high, when demand is very high and there is a restriction in the amount of trucks available, the rates will be excellent. When there is a very low demand like we're seeing right now because of geopolitics, inflations, low demand for freight, then guess what happens? The rate falls dramatically, no matter what the prices are when it comes to fuel and all that kind of stuff. So to just blame this whole thing, this whole economy on freight brokers, no, that is not accurate. That is a misconception that is thrown around there 24/7. I and every other freight broker right now is and are struggling to get new customers and to satisfy our existing customers because of the lack of freight, low freight, all of that kind of stuff. Now, if you leverage relationships and you actually are able to discuss with shippers properly about why the rate should be where it's at, no matter what the volume of that freight is, and likewise, if you're able to talk to your carriers and be able to come to a conclusion where they can then give you a rate where they will stay in business, have their head above water to get out of this down cycle, it's a win-win for everybody involved. It's a win-win for everybody. But to go back consistently, I see it everywhere. I see it in Facebook groups, on TikTok, on YouTube, to always just keep going, shit on brokers, shit on brokers, shit on brokers. No, it is not 100%, it's not 80%, it's not 70%, it's not 50%. There are bad players, there will always be bad players, but it is not every freight broker, and it is not our responsibility for where the economy is at today. Okay? For that, you'll have to check in with our government, you'll have to check in with our president in the USA and our prime minister in Canada, and then look at on a geopolitical scale what is happening before you come and say freight brokers, freight brokers, freight brokers. That is not the case. That is not true at all.